Hello, my name is Elijah Denise Piolo, and I will be presenting my project 6.1.1 Surviving the Extremes. So, I will go over my summary first. My challenge is finding a way to survive in a harsh environment with one of my own inventions. The environment I chose is a desert because when you're trying to survive in the desert, it can be extremely difficult. Um, the reason being because your body can be dehydrated, and the human body can't survive more than 3 or 4 days without eventually dying because of lack of water. Um, you can maintain homeostasis simply by being hydrated, but I will go into more depth with that when I talk about the human body systems that are affected by being in a desert environment and being dehydrated. So the first environment I will be talking about is the integumentary system. So the integumentary system is affected by the sun, because the sun rays the UV rays are affecting the top of the skin, that could cause cancers and stuff like that, and it could cause irritations and in extreme cases like blisters or sunburns due to the heat of the sun. So what happens is that the skin produces melanin in order to be protected from the sun. When the integumentary system deals with hydration, the integumentary system begins to tighten the skin up, and reduce the amount of water that's coming out of the pores and out of the body, so that the fluid that is necessary for the body stays inside, maintaining homeostasis. The next body system is the digestive system. So, the digestive system is mainly affected by dehydration. The large intestine begins to soak up water from the food that the person has consumed, and as a result, it causes pain and constipation. The tongue begins to swell because of the fluid going into the salty parts of the tongue. So it's trying to, it's the process of osmosis where it's trying to maintain homeostasis with salty water and fresh water, I guess, in your body. Like fresh water, quotation marks, in your body. And so the tongue begins to swell, affecting your jaw and your throat, making it hard to breathe. The next system is the ocular system. So the ocular system has to do with the eyes. The eyes begin to shrink up due to the amount of water going out of the eye, because the body thinks that the fluid in the eye isn't necessary to survive. So the fluid in the eye gets taken out and goes into the body. And then what happens is the eye begins to dry out, and in extreme cases, a person would start to cry blood. The next system is the endocrine system. So the endocrine system is basically the system that controls your hormones, and what it does at first is that it makes you start to sweat. So the pores open up and fluid comes out of your body, but once you become dehydrated and your body knows that you're becoming dehydrated, the pores on the skin begin to close, and that's what the endocrine system does. It sends out signals for the skin to close. And in order to keep the water in your body inside of your body instead of leaking it out. And yeah, that's basically the endocrine system's function for when you're dehydrated. And then the next system is the urinary system. So, in the extreme environment of the desert, once you're dehydrated, the body takes fluid from the urine and distributes it all throughout your body in order to maintain homeostasis, because you feel dehydrated, and it's trying to hydrate your cells, and your tissue. So what happens is the bladder shrinks, and the urine becomes extremely concentrated, and as a result of that, you feel the need to pee more frequently. So now that I'm done with talking about the human body systems affected, I can talk about 3 things that you can do to try and maintain homeostasis in your body and stay safe. So first is staying hydrated before the trip. So that you can do that, stay hydrated before the trip, so that your cells are regenerated and hydrated so that you don't lose energy. And the next thing is to try to stay in as little light as possible. So the sun can take energy from your body because of the heat, and your muscle and your cells use heat. So it'd be good to try and stay in the shade, and if you can't do that, then reduce the amount of energy you use. So reducing the amount of energy you use just helps your cells have a rest and regenerate. And if you use a lot of energy, then your systems are bound to fail very quickly. Which brings me to my next point, which is my hydration collector. So my hydration collector is basically an invention that I invented, which uses solar panels, atmospheric water generators, also called AWGs, and moisture collectors with tubes going down, filters, called collecting ducts that have filters in them, and it also has a water storage compartment. So basically how this works is a solar panel collects moisture from the air, and it goes into the AWG panels, which then go down the filtered tubes and into the water storage. And as you're walking, it pulls moisture from the air, so that when you're walking through the desert, it still collects moisture, and it still provides you with clean water that you can drink. So if you don't have any resources, or if you don't have anything that you can use to survive, you can use this hydration collector that I invented in order to survive the harsh environment of the desert. Thank you. My invention is fairly unique, mainly because it also includes a storage compartment, and it can be used in any environment, helping anyone. Thank you. Because it collects water, it helps regenerate the cells, helping the body maintain homeostasis and effectively, saving a person's life if they were in a life-threatening situation in the desert. Thank you. That's all.